I find that I get very angry when I think about it too much. I was discussing with someone like that the jig is up, that they we were told a bunch of things or led to believe a bunch of things, and and I try not to blame, but we're led to believe that having followed all the rules, you're gonna get into a position or a situation where you can uh where it'll all be done okay, like you win, like you will win as soon as you get your degrees, as soon as you get these grades. And we were all so focused on the grades, and to this day you ask young people, like they are very focused on the grades that they're getting, very focused on and especially brown people, right? Like people,
Uh, I was like India, China. There's kids who commit suicide because of the state board exams or their board
they
exams.
can't handle it.
If they don't get the right grades or whatever, like there's mass suicides. It's not like a small number. It's not like one or two. Like it's like,
It's horrible. It's horrible. And it's horrible. Like it's like saying that you can't cut the mustard. At what? Life? Like what is this?
well, this is the funny thing. You guys are giving us grades, but you're not teaching us anything. Like I was thinking about this financial literacy, just doing my taxes. No, you that's what you should be teaching in school.
Yeah.
How to cook. Honestly, I know it
Yes.
sounds ridiculous,
Yes.
but like
I
that's
know
life.
it's
That's
not
not.
ridiculous. I will need to know how to do this. I this last year, because of the pandemic, there's less going out and there's more food planning at home. And slowly but surely, with a year of 365 days of cooking at home, and having to get better at cooking at home and getting bored with the two things that you make or the one thing that you make, and then trying to expand your repertoire, and then learning how f- fun it can be and how enjoyable it can be when you and how beneficial it really feels like when you get to prepare your food, when you get to collect your produce, when you get to work with spices, when you all of these things that I can't believe you just expected us to go out into life without this. Oh, what were we taught? What did we learn that trumped that in terms of usefulness? It's like the biggest joke is having people, most people are below the line where they could benefit from tax breaks. And so most people have to kind of do their taxes on their own and file it every year and sit down, and they have the least amount of money, or not the least amount of money, but they're not on the top of the pyramid,
Nowhere
let's
near,
say.
not even
Yes.
close to it. Not like, yeah.
Right. And they don't get they it's cruel. It's cruel.
Yeah,
It's
this
cruel. It's
like
cruel and
yes,
pointless.
yes.
It's cruel and pointless. Like you yesterday I had a funny thought. The top 10 people, they should only pay taxes. The top 1% are the only, everybody else doesn't pay tax. If you don't want to be the top 1%, if you don't want to pay tax, don't be rich. Don't be rich. I wonder how many people will be very happy with, you know, because we set up a thing, this idea that money and rich and being rich is great. It's the thing that we all try to strive towards, as opposed to, and then for most people it's security, and security is tied to being rich. And i don't want I don't want to live like it's not, there is a bare minimum of things that I need for security, safety, and community, um, and self dignity and dignity. These are things that aren't money.
So I this was on Reddit the other day. You know the like famous phrase money can buy happiness?
Yeah.
So like this is it's Rousseau wrote money buys everything except morality and citizens. Money can buy material things, but real happiness must be truly earned, now often used ironically. Basically, this Reddit post was trying to say that the money can buy happiness was actually used for rich people.
Mm.
That like you can be as rich as possible. Your money will not buy you happiness. Go out and help people. Over time, it's been reframed for poor people that like you don't try and be rich. Money won't buy you happiness. Like even if you get rich, don't expect to be happy. And it's funny because like that's kind of bullshit. Like, okay, money won't buy you happiness, but it buys security, it buys a whole bunch of foundational elements
That
for happiness
and I
or
wish you
whatever.
didn't have to
Like
buy them. And I wish you didn't have to buy security. I think in today's world, in this on these unprecedented times, in today's world where we have technology, right, replacing. I mean, what happens when you have like everybody in like the Rust Belt or whatever, like where you have industries that are just like mining and all these industries where you just don't need as many people, manufacturing, auto manufacturing, blue collar work. You just don't need that many people anymore to run the factory, the whole factory. Before I
Skynet
need
has taken over.
a whole town was built around this factory. And their kids and their kids and their kids all live in this one GM factory in this thing. And now you don't need them. And so, but profits are going up, money's going up. So then why? Like literally, they will all chill. Everybody will chill. If you say, okay, look, we don't need you, but don't worry about jobs. Here's some money. Here's some money. You can still live in the town, be your
Learn something new in the meantime. Like
hang out.
take the
Here's some
money,
money. Here's some
sit at
money
home, use
forever.
the internet, learn something.
It pisses people off. It makes people very upset to think that you can just give people money, even if you're the guy getting the money. No, you're
Yeah,
gonna give
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
money?
yeah. It's so
Everybody?
funny.
No, just me. Right?
So funny.
Where's the failing in school because of this again competitive nature? This competitive nature of this sort of maybe not capital. Competitive nature is normal. It's okay to be competitive. I have no issues with competitiveness. It's fun. It pushes you to achieve things that are extraordinary. That like you show me you're driven by that's also stoic. Like you need the wall to get over it. Like you have to have the wall. You're grateful to the wall because it allows you to take a step up
Yeah, yeah. Every superhero is only as good as their villain.
as their villain. على قول ستانلي.
Seriously, bro. Seriously.
um so the but the hyper competitiveness in schools that drives kids to kill themselves because they can't handle the stress because they're young and they're molded and they're being like this is their entire world. This is a disservice. Like, and how come, especially with education, really, it's so clear how often you see these problems. They're so clear, and how hard it is. And it's not teachers that are like, no, this is good, this is great, let's leave it this way. Teachers are for change. Administrators are for change. They're like, man, no. Why? All I'm doing is teaching to the test because I got to get the funding. I got to get this. So all of this, they're for it. So then why does it persist? Why is it so? And that's where when you talk about higher education, you talk about the demands on higher education, you talk about the it's horrible. It's horrible what like how you don't need that many schools. You don't need. Yesterday I heard a funny number. There are 4,400 like colleges in this United States,
Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
yeah, and like you only really need 1,000. Like you don't really need that
Yeah,
many.
well, yeah, man, this janitor, like a custodial worker at the University of Toronto when we were going there. He was the one who pointed this out to me, and I'd never really thought about this. But he's like, I work here every year, and I just don't understand it. I'm like, what? He's like, every 6 months, every 4 months, 4 to 6 months after every semester, students graduate. Thousands of students at at U of T. There's at any given moment there's I think 60,000, 40 to 60,000 part-time and full-time students at any given moment.
Mhm.
In the winter semester, about 10,000 people graduate or something, 5,000, and in the summer, in the normal time, It's like 10, 15, 20,000 people graduate. Thousands. Like every
Yeah.
semester, every 4 months, where are the jobs to make up all of these people coming into sort of the workforce? And it's even worse after you've been marketed to for 8 years of your life, like four before and four during, about how great the university is going to be. And when you leave, you're going to be American Psycho Rich. Don't worry about it. They
And
will
but
come to you with jobs.
and then you're so far in debt, and they have you like, and you're paying, and this is what's crazy because it's highly subsidized, and you're literally it's you're paying for like later like what are you paying for? And the idea is that this is how you get more money. This is a whole thing that's about to crash.
And the best part is the sequel, part two, what they do, you've graduated, you spend 2 to 3 years, 2 to 4 years working either unemployed, just straight unemployed, or working really not, you've
I
worked
didn't need to
more.
go for 4 years to
I
an
didn't, yeah,
accredited
yeah,
you. I
you're
didn't need
working
to do
those
all
jobs.
this
There's
to
nothing
do
wrong with
this.
that.
I could have
There's
done this 4 years ago.
there's nothing wrong with that. That's why I don't want to like put a word to
No,
those
it's not. Yes,
jobs.
I don't want to even say what it's done, but I did not need what skill I was supposed to have accumulated at this place to do this job.
I
I
didn't need
could,
to work 4 years in a library studying mathematics to do this. Like
yes,
I don't. I don't.
yes. Yeah, I could. I'd be better at this now if I just did it earlier.
So now we've spent 2 to 4 years doing either those jobs or unemployed, straight unemployed. What's the answer society, everybody, your family, your friends, society gives to you? Go back to school.
Go back to
Do it
school.
all over again.
Yeah.
Maybe what you studied was not the right thing.
Round two.
Why don't you do this? Why don't like round two?
Yeah. And it takes away this. Yes, man, you should constantly be educated.
That education and university are two different
Are two
things though,
different
right?
things. Yeah.
Learning and formal and informal education, especially in the age of the internet, especially in the age of YouTube and Udemy and Coursera and Linda and just
And I
masterclass.
said one of the things is that they like this past year, and this is where I think it's become audacious. It's audacious this year, and that's why I think it's like the tipping point is that they're still charging full price for Zoom classes. This is
there's so
that's
there's two
balls.
two two things happening at the same time. One, there the audacity of charging full price for online, like for Zoom, for what we're doing for free. That's one thing. And then the second thing is this Google and Apple coming into education as well.
Yeah,
If you're telling me, Google tells me, yo, you can do a 6 month course and then you can work for us you can work for us even as a telemarketer, one of those jobs, I'd probably still do that. I've been in that situation where I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll do the 6 month. Like, I'd rather do the 6 month course over a 4 year, 2 or 4 year program or whatever.
yeah.
And one that's backed. This is the beauty of it, right? It's backed by a corporation. So I am hoping I will get a job. Like the whole function of the university at this point has become to get a job. It's not about learning. We get back to this concept.
It's the United States of Apple. The United States of Apple and the Confederacy of Microsoft and the Democratic Society of Google.
Of Alphabet. Yeah, really,
Yeah,
really,
of
man.
Alphabet.
It's like the Alphabet boys have taken over.
Yeah.
Like